Oh, welcome to the 1911 replay. And we're so glad to have you. And we're going to start with the lineups in just about 4 minutes. Stand by, please. Please stand by. All right, Ron McGrath has arrived for opening day here in Boston. Yes, he has. We are in Boston. Might be a little tough for me to get some of this going here nicely the way I like, but we're at the South End grounds in Boston. South End grounds in Boston. And we've got a good crowd. It's almost packed here for opening day of the 1911 season. Brought to you courtesy of Strat-O-Matic and Time Travel. Whoop. Alrighty. Enough of the shenanigans. I'm having trouble situating things. Now what's going on here? Lord help me. Fucked it all over. Oh my Lord, what's going on with this? Excuse me. This is typical of some real technical difficulties here. This might be. Looks like this will work. There we go. So sorry for the confusion. God, hopefully the rest of our games will go a little more smoothly than this. Folks, we are in Boston. And it's a little bit awkward. The time travel is very, very challenging here. And it's a big, beautiful crowd here for the opening day of Strat-O-Matic 1911 baseball. And we've got a doozy for you. It's the Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers at the Boston Rustlers. April 12, 1911. Pitching for Brooklyn is Barger. He's a right-hander. He was 11-15 on the season. He only played about 7 years in professional baseball, 5 in what we consider the majors. And for the Boston Rustlers, Buster Brown. And Buster Brown, he died in 1914 at age 32. Of what, I don't know. We're going to learn more about these people as we go along. He had a 9-year career. Barger, the Brooklyn pitcher, died in 1964. So think about that. After the Kennedy assassination, he lived to see that. They're both right-handers. It's a beautiful crowd out here at Boston, and it's a beautiful day for a ball game. And Kathy Harden has arrived. Beautiful. Great to see you, Kathy. And I've opened up my a new strain for the special occasion. It's a Runtz, R-U-N-T-Z. This is game number 1 out of 1,200 and something. And we'll remember this. Let's look at our opening lineups. For the Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers, leading off and playing center field is Bill Davidson. Batting second at shortstop, Bert Tooley. Batting third at first base, Jake Daubert. He's probably one of their best players, and he played more years than the others that I've mentioned thus far. The cleanup hitter is John Hummel, and he's at second base. Batting fifth, Zach Wheat, only in his second season, a future Hall of Famer, a youngster. Batting sixth, Bob Colson in right field. Batting seventh is Eddie Zimmerman at third base. Batting eighth, Bill Bergen, the catcher. And the pitcher, who also has a hitting card, but they give him a 4-hitter. So therefore, I'm just going to go ahead and use the number 4 card. Now, some interesting things about the Boston Rustlers lineup here. First of all, I'll go through it with you. Leading off is Josh Clark in left field. He only had 120 at bats. Oh, Kathy Harden for Brooklyn. Wilbur Good is batting second and playing center field. Now you may say, well, why is he with Chicago? It's because he was traded to Chicago. And I'm pulling every player there is. I'll keep him in Brooklyn until he's traded to Chicago, until he shows up for Chicago. Batting third is Buck Herzog. He was eventually traded to the Giants this year. The cleanup hitter is Doc Miller. In right field, the left-handed hitter, he had 7 home runs. Batting fifth, Scotty Ingerton, the third baseman. Batting seventh, Bill Sweeney at second base. Batting seventh, Fred Tenney. He's at first base. Batting eighth and catching, Peaches Graham. Yes. And he was with the Cubs. He was traded. Peaches Graham. And I know it's not easy getting used to new people, but we will. And he only had 159 at-bats. The pitcher is Buster Brown. And if you go look up Buster Brown, you'll see there's a tradition of the Buster Brown metaphor with the shoes, the kid, you know. So that's very interesting. What I'm going to start doing is putting the real world score just to the side of each. It's not meant to be used for statistics or anything like that. It's just simply to show you. In this game, Barger and Brown both went all the way. Complete games. And it's a 2-1 game. It was a low-hitting game. The average, the on-base percentage, the slugging percentage was like 300 for the entire league, average. Very few home runs. The umpire behind the plate is Bill Clem here at Huntington Grounds. Bill Clem. And the Boston Rustlers take the field. We're getting ready for the first pitch. Clem yells out, play ball. Attendance is not available. So we'll call it 6,000. Bill Davidson steps up for Brooklyn. Right-handed hitter going against Buster Brown now. We're about to start this. Brown is ready. Brown into his windup, and the pitch to Davidson. And we're 5-7, and he grounds it to short for Herzog. Over to Tenney, and there's one away, and we are underway here in our 1911 season. Davidson grounds out to short. Herzog scooped it and threw it over to Tenney. By the way, if in case you're interested, the Boston Rustlers, these are really, you might know them as the Braves, were god-awful. They were... Oh, by the way, Fred Tenney is a player manager. Holy shit. Okay. They were just god awful, this team. The last place team. And they won 40 some odd games. Remember, there's 154. The Dodgers were fared a bit better. They had 60 some odd wins. So Fred Tenney, manager, the manager for the Dodgers is Bill Dalen. The next year, Will Robinson took over. And then they started being called the Brooklyn Robins. Card's still not easy to pull, but that's all part of the game. Here's Bert Tooley now. Brown winds and the pitch to Tooley. 6-8. Pops it up to short. Again, it's Herzog. 2 down. So this is small ball, folks. This is dead ball for you. This is dead ball era. Okay, Daubert, left-handed hitter. Brown, the pitch. 3-8. And he grounds it to first. And Tenney has it. He's the player manager. Steps on the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Brown. After a half, Brooklyn nothing. Boston coming about. I know it's a little awkward. And the Cards are stiff. Lord. You know, I take for granted now those 69 players who have really loosened up. Here's Cy Barger, Dodgers pitcher. And leading it off is John Clark for the Rustlers. Look at him against left-handed pitching. Cy Barger. This is it, folks. 1911. I want to talk about time travel. Okay, Barger is ready. Here's the windup. Pitch to Clark. 6-4. Grounder to short. Tooley, he's a 3. We're going to be saying Tooley all season long. 17-3, and he throws him out. 1 away. Bet you will be able to get a no-hitter in this replay. Here's Wilbur Good. Not many people named Wilbur anymore. It was that rat job. Oh. Trump appointed to one of the cabinet positions. Wilbur Good, a left-handed hitter. Here's Barger now, the pitch to Good. 3-8. And he grounds it to first. And there goes Daubert with it, 2 away. We'll learn about all these players. I'm going to be doing profiles in the middle of the 5th and at game time of 1 player. So we expect to be able to, and I encourage you to do your own research. Here's Buck Herzog. Look at him, AA. Wow. Stole 48. Lord. Hit 290 on this team. That's great. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Barger now. The pitch to Herzog. 4-8. And that is a base hit by Herzog. Too bad they're going to trade him. That was a base hit to left for Herzog. A 2-out single. He'll be held. 1 to 15, -1, 1 to 14. With Bergen behind the plate. Here's Doc Miller. Doc, a left-handed hitter. Barger from the stretch, and the pitch to... There goes Herzog! Oh, and he's safe! Herzog swipes second base, and the fans love it. Remember, we're keeping full statistics. Not full, but and I'll show you my system. It's all electronic now. Herzog now leads the majors in stolen bases with 1. Doc Miller at the plate now has a chance to knock him home. Here's Barger. Pitch to Miller. That's 6-6. Lines it to second. Caught by Hummel. And the side is retired. So no runs, 1 hit by Herzog. Stole second, left on base after 1. It's the Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers. Nothing. The Boston Rustlers. Nothing. And, you know, I was doing this, and I'm not going to sweat it, folks. If we get disconnected, now that was after 2.25 hours. We were doing the unboxing, which I never finished. I was on the 15th team of reorganizing. So we'll just let it go. No one really gives too much of a shit. But it just busted on me, and then you can't stop it from being live. And I did a search on YouTube, and I found that it is a bug, if you will, in the system of YouTube. But it eventually goes down. And we're going to do this game in a nice leisurely manner. We're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. And if it goes, it goes, and we'll just do it's usually either later in the day, or in this case it might be tomorrow if it goes down. I am not going to be rushing myself for any reason. Okay, here's the cleanup hitter, John Hummel. Be nice to look at some of the stats on these people. He's a good hitter. Average isn't so great, but back in those days, pretty good hitter. 58 runs batted in. He is the cleanup hitter. Zach Weed on deck. I mean, if you want to talk about a classic, Kathy, I'm sure you've heard of Zach Weed. Okay, Buster Brown. The pitch to Hummel. 2-4, and he pops it up behind the plate, and Peaches Graham makes the catch. All Peaches and Graham. Oh, wait a minute, not Graham. Oh, shit, wait a minute. What the fuck are these people doing over here? Okay, I'm fine. Peaches. Here's Zach Weeds. Good hand for Zach. A favorite here since last year, his first season. Buster Brown on the mound. Here's Brown, the pitch to Weed. 3-7, and that is a base hit by Zach Weed. He's a B. You know, a lot of people, that makes him 1 to 11 being held by Peaches. Wheat and Peaches. Here's Bob Colson. Brown from the stretch here. 111, and he grounds it to first. That's for Tenney. Steps on the bag. Wheat goes to second on the play. So Zach on second in scoring position for Eddie Zimmerman. Now, I'm Jewish. No big deal or anything. It's just there aren't many Jewish baseball player, Major League Baseball players, let alone any sport. There are a few. I think he might be a Jewish guy, and there might be another one. There is another Zimmerman on one of these teams. So Zimmerman comes up with 2 outs and Wheat on second. Here's Brown. 5-8. Fly ball to center field, and Good is there. Wilbur Good makes the catch. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. The first hit given up by Buster, by Zach Wheat. Yeah. And we're moving to the bottom of the second. This was the dead ball era, folks. I love it. A hit really matters. Leading it off for the Rustlers. Yeah, that's true, Kathy Harden. Zimmerman, yeah, absolutely. Scotty Ingerton. How do you like that for a name? Scotty Ingerton leading it off. Third baseman. Okay, Barger. Here's the pitch to Ingerton. 4-2. And that is a base hit by Ingerton. Second hit off Barger today for the Rustlers. Ingerton on first to lead it off. And here comes Bill Sweeney. He's got speed. Sweeney. Hit .314. Real good player. Bill Sweeney. We'll learn about Bill. Ingerton on first. Here's Barger now. 3-6. And it's a base hit by Sweeney. Ingerton goes to second and holds. The Boston won the first game 2-1. Won this game in real world 2-1. And you know, you consider that an upset. They were not as good as Brooklyn. Very close game. But that happens in any kind of baseball. Here's Fred Tenney, the player manager. So he's managing this from the field. He's got coaches, though, keeping an eye on things. Remember, both pitchers pitched complete games. Here's Barger now. First and second, nobody out. Pitch to Tenney. Grounder to second. Hummel steps on the bag, throws it over to Daubert at first. And it's a double play. Ingerton goes to third. So it's 2 outs. Ingerton on third. And by the way, we, like I was talking about earlier, we're keeping more, I shouldn't say full statistics. Here comes Peaches Graham, clutch situation. For pitchers, wins, losses, ERAs, strikeouts, shutouts maybe, saves, even though there weren't a lot of saves in these days. Hitters, at bats, runs, hits, maybe doubles, triples, because there were a lot of them. Home runs, you know, every home run was an inside the park, just about, because there were no walls. Stolen bases average. We're also going to be keeping game-by-game streaks for each team, so we'll always know they've won 2 out of 4. They've won their last 6. You know. Here's Peaches Graham's Graham singular. 2 outs. Ingerton on third. Here's Barger now. The pitch to Graham. 2-7, and he flies it to left field. And Zach Weed is there. Good fielder, Zach Weed. And the side is out. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 left on. After 2, it's scoreless. Remember, it is dead ball. Howard Taft is the President of the United States. It's been only 46 years since the Civil War ended. The first the Civil War ended. Okay, we're headed to the top of the 3rd, and Buster Brown has allowed 1 hit in 2 innings. Bill Bergen, the catcher, leads it off. Here's Buster now. 2-11. He lines it to 3rd, caught by Ingerton. 1 away. And here comes Cy Barger, a 4 WL. Like I said, he's got a hitter's card. It says it on the roster. But he's also got that's for playing right field, center field, first base. He's also, so we'll be looking forward to Barger playing in the regular lineup, not pitching, but I'm going to use the pitcher's card. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Buster Brown. 2-9, and he grounds it to first. Tenney has it, and it's 2 away. Now Bill Davidson. You got to get into all of this. This is just the first game. I mean, you have... Wait till we play with Honus Wagner, Napoleon Lajoie, Ty Cobb. Wait till the A's play. These are the two of the worst teams in the league. Here's Bill Davidson, 0 for 1. Pitch from Brown, 4-6, flies to left. Under it is Clark, and it's a 1-2-3 for Brown. And it's scoreless in the middle of the 3rd here at Huntington, West Huntington. South End Grounds, which was actually near the Huntington Grounds, which is where the 1903 World Series was played. Okay, Cy Barger for his 3rd inning. He allowed 2 hits last inning, but got out of it. Leading it off will be Buster Brown. He's a 4 NR. I'm just guessing, but I think we're going to end up seeing a lot of pitchers who are 4 and up can hit just as well as a lot of players, non-pitchers. Here's Barger, the pitch to Brown. 4-3. Grounds it to 3rd. Scoop by Zimmerman. He's a 2. Eddie! Oh, Eddie boots it. A 2-base error for Eddie Zimmerman. Oh, my. Oh, Eddie. Eddie Zimmerman. Hey. Oh, Eddie, that's the first error of the season. It was committed by Eddie Zimmerman. And it was a 2-base job. Eddie Zimmerman at 3rd base. And he's a 2, for Christ's sakes. Here's Josh Clark. He's a D bunter. I'd like to play some small ball here, but we're just gonna move along if he's a D. Here's Barger, the pitch to Clark. 2-7, and that is a line out to first, caught by Dalbert. One away. Nice catch by Dalbert. Yeah. I don't like to get, inappropriate, like sexual or anything, but I'm just talking what it might be like to sort of court a young lady back then and try to make it with her. It was done. Premarital, it was done. Maybe not as often as today, but pretty often. You'd be very surprised. I'd like to go back in time, go back to those days, somehow have cash, and be able to stay in a hotel and meet beautiful women. Because they had beautiful women back then. I'm really sorry for going off on that. Here's Wilbur Good. It's one out, Brown on second. 1-10. And Wilbur smashes it deep to right center. That's going to drop in for a triple. And Brown scores. Oh my, Wilbur Good hit that so good. Lord, I'm sorry I made that remark. Now, it spoils everything. Wilbur Good with a triple. Jesus. Let's check him out, how many he had. He had 7. Oh, he leads the league now. Wilbur Good with a triple out there. Bringing home Brown, that will be unearned. We're going to be very, very careful now that we're doing full stats. Earned runs will be needed. I have it set up. So an unearned run for Barger. Good on third. 1 out. See what happens here. Buck Herzog now. Singled, stole second. It's 1 out. Good on third. Here's the pitch from Barger. 5-6. Fly ball to left. This is going to be deep enough. Zach Wheat goes back, makes the catch, and Good comes home. Tagging home. It's 2-0, Rustlers. And I believe Mr. Perota is not here, but we're going to call that unearned also, because that would have been the third out. Very careful here. Every game is very important. We're here not to try to get through anything quick or anything. So Barger is smashed for 2 runs here in the third. And Doc Miller comes up. Barger trying to get out of this. Here's 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch to Miller. 3-2. And he grounds it to short for Thule. And the side is out. All right. 2 runs, though, both unearned. None left on. It's 2-0 Rustlers after 3. That's like a big lead. Not that big, but still. Okay, Brown has allowed 1 hit in 3 innings. It turns out Wilbur Good with the big triple to bring in the first run, and he scored on Herzog's fly ball. Okay. Bert Thule now is the batter. Big Bert Thule, the shortstop. Okay, Brown is ready. Here's the pitch to Thule. 3-4. Struck him out. So that's the first strikeout of this ball game. Bert Thule goes down. Goes down swinging. And here comes Jake Dalbert. He had a career. I mean, he had about 10 years. Of course, these are just estimates. I've looked at some of these players already. Jack Talbert. It was just the first game. You need to be getting into games. And I'm playing another game tomorrow morning. And that will be at, well, right now it's scheduled for 2:30 p.m. I might move it up to the morning. But in any case, and that, I was going to tell you, I'm a little tired, folks. I hope you understand. St. Louis Cards at the Chicago White Sox, I believe. Yes, it is. Chicago Cubs. I'm so sorry. St. Louis Cards at the Cubs. Maybe that's why I made that inappropriate remark. I am so sorry. Okay, Dalbert facing Brown here, top of the fourth. It is kind of different, but very cool. Once we get more familiar with the players and the swing of things, it'll be even that much better. And again, these are the two worst teams in the National League. Okay, Brown. The pitch to Dalbert. 4-6. Walked him. Now that's the first walk in the game. And it's a very neat ball game. Kathy Horton, look at that. This way every game should look for me. I'm usually a little sloppier, folks. 4-6 walk by Dalbert. And here comes John Hummel. You know, this Runts is very good. It's like, you know, Kathy, it's almost like you don't even, if you don't think about it too much, you don't even realize you're smoking weed. And then all of a sudden you look at it and you say, oh, well, this is good. This is good. And it's very pungent. It smells very nice. I opened it up. Now I have 3 separate strains going. A nice selection. Okay, Hummel at the plate, Brown from the stretch. Dalbert on first, one down. 2-11, and that is a base hit by Hummel. Dalbert goes to second. So, yeah, the Dodgers, that's Kathy Harden's team. She goes through time for these Dodgers. Very tasty. Okay, Buster, in a little bit of trouble here. First on second, one out. Boston leads by 2. And Zach. Nuck. Zach White will lead it off. Not lead it off. He's coming up here. Now, he's singled in the second. outs. First and second, one down. Brown. Pitch to White. 5-9. And he struck him out. How often does that happen? Plenty. So Weed is struck out. It's 2 away now. And here's Bob Coulson. Very average, below average year. Zimmerman on deck. I got a chance here, bro. It's 2 outs, first and second. Here's Brown. The pitch to Coulson. 2-4. And he pops it up to third. And Ingerton makes the catch. And the side is out, so Brown gets out of it. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, and both left. Middle of the fourth. And it is a 2-0 ball game. Rustlers. And it's a beautiful afternoon here in Boston. Here at the South End grounds. Just imagine what it might have been like. Cy Barger comes out now. He'll face Ingerton. Scotty Ingerton. Singled left on in the second. So the hometown Rustlers have a 2-0 lead. Here's Barger now. Pitch to Ingerton. 3-3. And that's a ground ball to third. Zimmerman has it. Eddie throws it over to Dalbert. And it's 1 away. Folks, this is the real thing. We're back in 1911. The president is Howard Taft. Bill Sweeney steps up. Here's Barger. Pitch to Sweeney. 2-8. And it's hit deep into the left center field, and it drops in. And Sweeney rounds second. A stand-up double for Bill Sweeney. And Sweeney leads the league in doubles with 1. Now, there's no wall, or so I've learned. He had 33 frickin' doubles. It was so deep out there that it wasn't easy to hit a home run, but if you did get one out there, you could hit a home run. But you would still call it an inside the park home run because there's no frickin' wall. Isn't that's funny stuff? But I maybe even the Polo Grounds didn't have a wall. I remember seeing pictures of them back in that dead ball era. Yeah, I know about it, sir. Jim Brown now belongs to the ages. He's got his own little piece of heaven now. I don't know if you heard Kathy Arden. Here's player manager Fred Tenney. Left-handed hitter. It's Sweeney on second, 1 down. Here's Barger, the pitch to Tenney. 5-9. Oh, Lord. That's hit way out there into right center. Extra bases. Sweeney comes home, and Tenney has a triple. It's 3-0 Boston. Second triple of the ball game for Boston. Rustlers. Wilbur good. Glad. Sean, thank you so much, sir. A triple by Fred Tenney, player manager. He had 4. This is a game when doubles and triples and homers really meant something. A triple, who knows? It might have went out of the park if they had a wall. We don't know. They knew. Let's look at that again. 5-9 off his own off Barger, and that's a triple. Another triple brings home another run, and it's 3-0. Here's Peaches. Kathy, Peaches. It's 1 out, Tenney on third. Barger, the pitch to Peaches. 2-8. Oh, he grounds it to short, then Tenney will hold. Nice play by Thule. It's 2 outs. And here comes Buster Brown. Cy Barger. This was his first earned run allowed in the ball game. He allowed 2 unearned, but still got hit with a triple and then a sacrifice fly. It's 2 outs and Buster Brown at the plate. Here's Barger now. Pitch to Brown, 3-6, and he struck him out. And that's the first strikeout for Cy Barger. Cy is retired. There was 1 run on 2 hits, a double, and then the triple by Tenney. It's a 3-0 ball game. If Boston wins this, they're in first place. I start from the first game, and then you're going to see this go into hundreds. Hundreds, I tell you. But we're going to do it very slow. I started to say earlier that I'm playing a game tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. It might be brought up earlier. But then I'm going back to 69, and I'm going to actually... We'll see how it goes. There's no rush. If I finish the 69 replay in 3 years from now, which is like a game every other day, that's fine with me. If I finish this replay in 3 years, that's 1 every other day. If I do 1 a day from both leagues, and 1 league I might do more. With no ostensible rhyme or reason, except based on my idiosyncratic predilections. We're going to do the top of the 5th, and we're going to do a quick bio on 1 player, and then we are going to take a break for 5 minutes. Cy Barger. Now here's Buster Brown to pitch the top of the 5th, facing Brooklyn. And Eddie Zimmerman. Who made the error in the 4th, in the 3rd. We'll lead it off. Here's Buster now. Oh, 2-6. Pops it up to short for Thule. I'm sorry. For Herzog. 1 out. You know what I mean. We're just getting started with this. I love this. These guys were ripped up today so cleanly, so nicely, so accurately. Brown facing Bergen now. Again, 2 worst teams. Wait till we get to be using teams like Philly, New York Giants, Cleveland, Chicago. Really. Okay, Bergen now. Fly ball center. And Wilbur makes the catch. I'm getting to know some of these folks. Wilbur with the catch for Boston. Wilbur good. Too bad he's going to be going to the Cubs. You see that little dot there? That means his card was pulled from the Cubs, and I'd be more than glad to talk about it with you. I've already explained it. And that's Wilbur Good, not Wood. Okay? That's what that is. So it's 2 outs, nobody on, and of course Barger's going to hit because they didn't use much relief back then. I'll have to start taking a look. And God forbid I need a reliever in this game. You didn't bat an eyelash to expect both of them to finish unless they really sucked. But I'll have to look how their relief pitchers are used. I have, in case you might be wondering, and there's a shitload of them. For example, the entire Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers pitching staff right here, all these people are on this pitching staff. Elmer Netzer. Wow. Jesus, we didn't have a chance to look at this Eddie Dent. All right. Is that 2 Elmers? No. Oh, yes! Oh, no, wait a minute. Yes! Look at that! There's 2 Elmers on this Brooklyn Dodgers pitching staff. This ought to be of particular interest to you, Kathy Harden. And they're both good. Wow, one of them is a starter. Was 11-12 for this lousy team, which is pretty good, you know. This guy was 9-9. Elmer Steele and Elmer Netzer. Can you imagine what it was like back then? And then if you really studied it and looked at their personal lives, you'd find out that they were miserable human beings just like you and me. I don't mean that you're a miserable person. I mean that life is really I don't want to get into it, really. Here's Barger, a 4WL. 5-7, left-handed, grounds it to second for Sweeney. Over to Tenney, and the side is retired. There was a 1-2-3 for Buster Brown. So he's throwing shutout baseball, Buster Brown. All right. Just keep it clean, okay? We're in the middle of the 5th. We're going to profile a couple people. This takes a little energy by me. But let me talk to you briefly about the 2 pitchers we have. Cy Barger, who was allowed 3 runs, two of them unearned. Was born in Jamestown, Kentucky in 1885. He died at age 79 in 1964. After the JFK assassination, he bats left and he throws right. Now, Cy Barger, the Dodger loser of record in this game. He did have 217 innings pitched this inning. But what I'd like to bring to your attention, hold on, here it is. My mouth is so dry and I can hardly lick my fingers, but they do get it right. Look at that. Strat-O-Matic has him as a left-handed hitter. He has got his own hitting card. Not he's that good. I don't know how much better he'd be than a 4, but I'm using the pitcher's hitting card. Very unusual. Cy Barger played a total of only, and I think I mentioned this, 5 major league seasons. He played semi-pro, I guess, for 2 years. This was his second to last season. He started on the Highlanders for 2 years, then came to Brooklyn in 1910. This is his 1911. And he drifted away. Okay. And as far as Cy Barger going, what we know about him, you can do a search. But there's not a lot on him. There's the baseball cards that you could see. There's also a Wikipedia entry, which isn't too bad. Again, he pitched. He also played first, short, and outfield. How many, today that doesn't happen a lot. He went to college at Transylvania University. Again, his first season was 06. And I don't see anything else on him. There's a find a grave link where we don't see, we can get more on him actually, and you can actually see his gravestone. Holy cow. And his full name, according to this, is Eros Bolivar Barger, and his nickname was Cy. Eros Bolivar Cy Barger. He's at Columbia Cemetery in Columbia, Kentucky, and that's where he was born, Kentucky. So he didn't have a long career, but he was a real person. There's a frickin' gravestone. Now we're going to look at Buster Brown. This guy played a bit longer. He had a 9-year career from 1905 to 1913. This is his second to last year. He's basically a losing pitcher. There was a long time when he didn't pitch much. He may have been hurt, but Buster Brown ended up 51 and 103 lifetime. Throws right, bats right, 6 feet, 180. Born in 1881 in Boone, Iowa. Died in 1914 at the age of 32. So, what else is there on Buster Brown? Well, he's a winning pitcher, by the way. First of all, if you look up Buster Brown, you're going to find out that Buster Brown is a comic strip character created in 1902. Adopted as the mascot of the Brown Shoe Company. But I think there's a he was 19 years old by the time that came around. And what a sad life it is. Because we seem to have some expectation that we're going to live a while, right? This guy dies when he's 32 years old, and all we have on him is that he played in Major League Baseball from 1905 to 1913 for the Phils, Cards, and they say the Boston Braves. This year they were really called the Rustlers. Playing card of Buster Brown. And this is a playing card you'd probably be able to find on Barger. And we also did the Barger grave site, and just for translucency. So we can find that Barger has a documented find a grave page. And that his name was apparently Eros Bolivar Barger. Again, he died after the JFK assassination. He played a good, he only played for 4 or 5 years. Died in 1917. And somewhere in Kentucky, there is a grave site for Eros Bolivar Barger, or Barger, who lived as long as 1964. This was a real person. And he's pitching, unfortunately losing. Buster Brown is the winner of record. It's a 3-0 ball game. We're in the middle of the 5th. And we are at West Side Grounds? Let's check that out again. We could do this all frickin' day. We don't care. This is our first of 1,300 some odd games, 1,200 some odd games for this replay. South End Grounds. I don't know why I don't want to remember that. It's a beautiful crowd. Now this game, I'm going an hour now. This game took 1 hour, 30 minutes. I mean, these games were quick. Okay. We'll keep an eye on all of this stuff. I think it would be smarter for me tomorrow to do a afternoon game, give myself a break, give you a break. Okay? I mean, we're not here to set any records or anything. This is the first game. And you go through them. You go through game 7, 8, 9, and before you know it, you're in double digits. And before you frickin' know it, you've hit 100 games. Once you hit about 120, that's 1/10 of the season. But Strat-O-Matic is a culture. And I gotta tell you, I like this runts. Kathy Lord, I really do. I'm going to take about 5 now. When we get him back, we're going to try to get back into this ball game. I think it's an exciting ball game. Runs don't come easy. Okay? It's a dead ball game. It's almost like hockey. You know what I mean? A run is relatively rare. My father used to always say, and he'd say, in hockey, a goal is always a mistake. I'll be back in 5. My father was a huge hockey fan. I couldn't ever watch the game. Too fast for me. It raises my blood pressure. Seriously. You know, my father used to always tell me men had heart attacks at games. He never said women, but men had heart attacks. When we come back, it's going to be Buster Brown. I'm sorry, Cy Barger to pitch. To the Boston Rustlers. It'll be Clark, Good, and Herzog. Triples are more common, folks, in 1911. I think so, and doubles. We're coming back here. Cy Barger will face Josh Clark. Very, very crisp. They're hard to, and I like that. Kind of like it because it loosens up. They loosen up as we go along. Okay, Barger's ready. Here's the pitch to Clark, 0 for 2 today. 4-9. And that is a base hit for Clark. By the way, if you listen, some of you have, if you've listened to 1930s announcing of baseball games, which is fascinating, you'll see that a lot of the conventions were not yet established. For example, they would say something like 3 balls and 1 strike on Gehrig. And the pitch. Okay. In fact, they were doing it balls and strikes. I mean strikes and balls. Like 2 strikes. It would be 2 strikes on balls and balls. 2 strikes and balls. Once I heard something like that, I said, boy, that is strange. So Clark gets his first hit of the game. Here's Wilbur. He tripled. How good is Wilbur? He hit 269. Played about half the season. Here's Barger now. And that's a special roll, I'll explain. And Wilbur goes. Wilbur lays it down. Whoa, 6C being held. 1 to 3 is being held. I can't do that. He hits it to third, and Zimmerman, Eddie, can only throw it to first. These guys were pretty good fielders, I mean, the ball was a lump of nothing. Okay. And a sacrifice bunt by Wilbur. This is small ball, you remember? And here comes Buck Herzog. He's an A bunter. Here's Barger now. Well, he's hitting away 3-8. And he's hit him! And I don't think they're going to throw people out too quickly in this. Look at these hit by pitches. Wow. Herzog gets hit by Barger. It's first and second. And Doc Miller comes up. Doc's a pretty good hitter. 91 runs batted in. 333. Holy shit. Doc Miller. We'll have to check him out. Okay, maybe next game we'll check out his, be in about a week. Doc Miller. Okay. Miller 0 for 2 today. First on second, 1 down. Pitch from Barger. I want to say Barger. 5-6. Pops it up to second, I'm sorry. Not so easy to see from here. Hummel makes the catch. It's 2-away. And here comes Ingerton. I used to know a Terry Ingerton, or know of a Terry Ingerton. I think. Okay. Barger the pitch. 3-12. And that's a grounder to short for Thule. And the side is out. So they get out of it. Barger gets out of that. It's 3-0. Sweeney will lead it off next inning. Here's Buster Brown. 8 and 18. Not a bad pitcher, not a good pitcher. Actually, maybe quite a bit below average. I just think jazz music was starting to come into fruition. The earliest moments of jazz. Leading it off, top of the order here for the Trolley Dodgers. We got the Dodger blue. I don't know if they were blue back then. They might have been. Buster Brown. Shutout baseball. In fact, a 2-hit shutout baseball game. Mark my words. We're going to have a no-hitter in this league, in this replay. Okay, here's Brown. Now, you did have great hitters, Cobb, Wagner, Lajoie, etc. That's the cool thing. Here's the pitch to Davidson. 4-10, fly ball center. Wilbur getting under that. Wilbur a 3. 1-3, he makes the catch. Wilbur good. Out in the center field. And here comes Bert Tooley. I remembered his first name. We'll learn about him. Didn't look too good at all. 206 average. And he's over 2. The pitch from Brown. 6-4. Grounds it to short X. That's for Herzog, a 2. 18-2. Throws him out. 2 away. And here's Jake Daubert. Grounded to first and walks. Pitch from Brown, 2-5. And that is a base hit by Daubert. A 2-out single. Off of Buster Brown. For John Hummel. Pitch to Hummel. 6-9. Fly ball right. This should end the inning. Under it is Miller, and the side is out. So Buster Brown now a 3-hit shutout. Middle of the 6th, it's 3-0 Rustlers. The Rustlers won this in real world 2-1. And here's Cy Banger. I call him Banger. Bill Sweeney leads it off. Bill is 2 for 2. A single and a double. Scored. Here's Barger. 2-7. Fly ball left. And Zach Wheat makes the catch. In fact, Wheat leads off next inning for Brooklyn. Here's Fred Tenney, the manager. 1 out, no one on. Tenney tripled. Second triple of the game. Good tripled. In the third, both of them knocked in a run. Pitch to Tenney, 5-4. Catcher X. That's Bergen a 2. 12-2. He fouls out to Bergen. He just popped it up there for everybody to see. It's 2 outs. And Peaches, Graham. 0 for 2 today. Barger winds. 1-7. And he walked him, so Peaches is on. Got Peaches on first and Buster Brown. Throwing the shutout. 6-10. Right-handed. Grounds it to first for Dalbert. And the side is out. That is the side. And we're coming at you here with Strat-O-Matic 1911 baseball. We've gone 6, it's 3 North. Rustlers, they won a 2-1 in real world. Buster Brown. These are the real matchups between the real batters and pitchers. We're not doing it based on our own predilections, but we do our own strategies and substitutions. I'm going to look at a bunch of box scores, at least 10, to see how many times relievers are used. If they reach fatigue, because it's fascinating how we can still use, this guy's in 8th inning, and it's a dead ball error, and Barger can go till the 9th. You know what I'm saying? These guys were used. Zach Wheat leading it off. Buster Brown, a 3-hit shutout. Here's the pitch to Wheat. 4-8. Walked him. So Wheat is on. You know, there's some future for Zach Wheat. He ended up with about 2,800 somewhat lifetime hits. Back then, I don't think he had any idea that what 3,000 would mean. So Zach Wheat on first being held 1-11. And here's Bob Colson. Brown from the stretch. 6-10. Grounds it to third. This could be 2. Ingerton. He's a 3. 18-3. Oh, he boots it. Ingerton boots that. Oh, my. Weed is safe at second. An error. This time by the Rustlers' third baseman. Zimmerman made an error for the Dodgers, which led to a run. Now, Zimmerman, I'm sorry, Ingerton returns the favor. So it's first and second, nobody out. And speaking of Zimmermans, here's Eddie. Eddie Zimmerman, my Christ. Okay, here we go. Brown from the stretch. I don't even know if they pitched from the stretch back then. Maybe. Pitch to Zimmerman. 5-6. Whoa, it's a base hit. Wheat scores. Colson to third. Harden's Dodgers are coming back here. A 3-1 ball game. My Christ, 5-6 on Zimmerman. And that's a base hit, almost a double. I don't have Mr. Perota here, but this might end up being earned. Here's Bill Bergen, and we do care, okay, more than the other replay, but we're not going to lose any sleep over it if I make an error scoring it as earned or not, because I have a lot of trouble with that. Here's Bill Bergen now. My Lord, a walk to Wheat. Colson reached on an error, first and second. Zimmerman singles Wheat home. And Bill Bergen is the batter. Buster Brown busted open here, lost the shutout. Here's the pitch to Bergen. 4-7, walked him. Now his endurance is not until the next inning. Does not even factor into the equation. And the Dodgers, Kathy Harden's Dodgers, you could say the Brooklyn Hardens. Okay, with the Brooklyn Cathys. They're the Brooklyn Kathy Hardens. Very esoteric name. And that loads the bases. It's Bergen on first, Eddie Zimmerman on second, and Colson on third base. And of course they're going to let Barger hit. He's better than probably a lot of the people on the bench. He's a 4WL, bases loaded. Infield is back. Brown. 6-11. Left-hander grounds to second for the force, and Colson comes home. And that's unearned. That shit is definitely unearned, if I'm not mistaken. For Brown. So it's bases loaded. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the force out. It's first and third, one out. That's exactly what that was. 6-11 left-handed, grounded to second. And Bill Davidson comes up. Tough inning here for Brown. First and third, infield back, pitch to Davidson. 2-11. Grounds it back to Brown. His only play is to first, and Zimmerman scores. It's a tie ball game. And I'm so sorry, I meant to second. Another force out, and now Davidson is on. It's a 3-3 ball game. That's unearned. What an inning for the Dodgers. And here's Bert Tooley, the weak hitting Bert Tooley, with 2 outs. This is going to take some getting used to, but I got a feeling this is going to be glorious. And so is the 69 replay. Okay, don't forget about that. Oh, Lord. Oh, Christ. Nobody warming. I'm going to tell you something. I just want to take a look at... It's a great game, yeah. I want to just take a look at some box scores here. Just give me a second. Okay, Boston had 2 relief pitchers, Parson and Pfeffer, in this game. I'm doing all Boston just to look at it. Here, Pfeffer came in again for... Wow, he came in after the first and then finished it with 9 innings. Holy shit, that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, nope. This guy finished it. Okay, here you have Parson, who relieved for 7 innings. This the first guy. That's weird, okay? You don't see that even in our day, in the 60s and 70s, you can see that. Here's Buster Brown, another complete game. Hub Purdue pitched 1 inning. So, okay, I guess I can continue to look at the box scores. But this is, he'll stay in right now. There is action in the bullpen. I don't know if they did such things. If they and Young can't relieve. He's much older though. Some of these guys are really bad. Someone, Hub Purdue is a possibility. He's pitched. Lefty Tyler also pitched. He's primarily a starter, but he's not even that good. Oh, here's Big Jeff Pfeffer. He's primarily a reliever. This would be my go-to guy. He's a right-hander for Boston. Big Jeff Pfeffer. Okay, is warming. It's a 3-3 ball game. Okay, Thule at the plate. Brown. It's Davidson on first, 2 down. 3-6. Struck him out. Second time he got Thule. And that's his 3rd strikeout. But 3 runs. Middle of the 7th inning stretch. It's a 3-3 ball game. Wow. Now, 2 of them were unearned. 2 of those allowed by Barger. 2 of those allowed by Barger are unearned. But it's a 3-3 ball game. And on this opening day, as shitty as these 2 teams are, these pitchers are holding their own. He's 3.53. Brown is 4.29. Brown was pitching a shutout, for Christ's sakes. And we're going to just have a little 7th inning stretch, and then we will be back in a couple minutes for what we hope is the rest of this ball game. I'm in no mood to play extra innings. I'm really not. When this game was played, my grandfather was 14 years old and still living in Russia. He would come here in like 1918, 7 years later. Because he felt, when the revolution happened, he felt it was unsafe and they had to get out of there. Eventually he brought the whole family here. I'll be back in a few to see how we can resolve this ball game. And again, if we get disconnected, which I hope not, we'll reschedule it. And the info will be on the landing page and the community page. I'll be back. 3-3 ball game. I have entered a time warp. I've gone down a rabbit hole, and I am living in 1911. I have cash, bills, U.S. dollars that are from that era. They're not easy to get, but they're cheaper than once you get to use them. And I have special papers that tell me who won horse races. And I'm staying in a fancy hotel tonight because there is a game tomorrow when I play. That's what I sometimes do. I'll have 2 nights, 2 games, and I'll stay over. And then come back to 1969. It's a 3-3 ball game. And Barger now is back in this game. His endurance inning is the 9th. Here's Josh Clark to lead it off. 1-8. And he grounds it to first, 1 down. Now here comes Wilbur. Wilbur tripled and scored. Knocked in a run. Barger the pitch. 1-9. And there's a base hit to right for Wilbur. Wilbur 2 for 3 today. All right, Terry. Awesome. Wilbur good on first with 1 down. Here's Buck Herzog. It's a 3-3 game. Barger the pitch. 2-4. Grounds it to third for the 4, so there's 2 away. And Herzog is on. He's a double-A. He's already stole 1. He is a 1-14 stealing with Doc Miller coming up. Okay, bargain. And there goes Herzog again. Whoa, and he's safe. Oh, Herzog gets his 2nd stolen base of the ball game. He leads the majors. Oh, did he get a good jump, Herzog? So Miller with 2 outs. Now Herzog at second base. Here's Barger. Pitch to Doc Miller. 4-8. And he walked him. So it's first and second, 2 down. And Scotty Ingerton. Always dangerous, Scotty Ingerton. 1 for 3. It's 2 down. Go ahead run on second, Herzog. Here's the pitch. Whoa. 4-9. Base hit up the middle. This might score Herzog. It's right up the frickin' middle. 4-9. Base hit to center. Herzog rounding with 2 outs, mind you. 1-16. 2 outs, 1-18. And that was to center. One to 18, 1-19. They let him come home with the go-ahead run. Jesus, they hold the runners, and it's a 4-3 ball game, allowed by Barger. A real clutch hit there by Ingerton. So it's 4-3 Rustlers with 2 outs, first and second. Here's Sweeney. 2 for 3. 4-8. And it's a liner short, caught by Tooley. And the side is retired. But wow, a big run for Boston. Through 7, it's 4-3. 4-3 ball game. And that was like a little about average, I think. Less. I mean, you know, a 2-1 ball game, which this was in real world, was not unusual. Here's Buster Brown now, top of the 8th. This is his endurance inning. Leading it off is Jake Daubert. 1 for 2, a single and walk. Jake Daubert, top of the 8th. Brown. 5-2. Fly ball to right. And that's 1 away. Here's John Hummel. 1 for 3. Pitch from Brown. 4-3. Grounds it to first. X. Tenney, the manager of 4. Look. 8-4. And he throws him out. Or steps on the bag, whatever you want to say. 2 outs. And here's Zach Wheat. Singled, struck out, walked, and scored. 6-8. Grounds it to first, side retired. So Buster Brown retires the side in order. Heading to the bottom of the 8th. Cy Barger now. Actually, Cy Barger, his inning is not till the 9th. Isn't that something? Here's Fred Tenney. Tripled homer run. 2-5. Walked him. So Tenney is on. Here's Peaches Graham. (6-4). Grounds to short. That's for Tully, a 3. 15-3. Oh, he boots it. Oh. Bert Tully with an error. A very undesirable one, I might add. It's first and second with only 1 out. Brown is a B bunter. Infield is not in on that. Here's the pitch from Barger. Oh, and Brown lays it down, and it's a beauty. Oh, Lord, it's pretty. That's a 4B. Thrown out by Barger to first. A small ball sacrifice bunt. It's second and third, 1 out. Now the infield is in for Josh Clark. The pitch to Clark. 4-4. Fly ball center. Davidson, a 3. 8-3. Oh, he makes the catch. And the runner's tag. Whoa. Tenney comes home. And now it's a 5-3 ball game. Graham moved also to third. That's unearned. Or so I believe it is. By Barger. So it's 2 outs now. Graham on third, and Wilbur's coming back up again. The pitch to Wilbur. 5-9. Whoa! A triple down the line for Wilbur, his second of the game. Oh my! That's unearned, I believe. Well, that's definitely unearned. And that's going to be it for Barger. Yeah, my first relief stint with Buck Herzog coming up. Yeah, that's it. Christ. Barger pitched 7 2/3. Loser of record. Allowed 10 hits. Three walks. Struck out 1. And he has allowed, because of that, 4. That's 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. He allowed 2 earned runs, 4 unearned. Anything now is unearned. Now the big question is who's coming in. Of course, I'm going to need some time for this. I think I'll bring in Pat Reagan. He's a right-hander. He pitched 94 innings, and he's good. So that's, I don't want to spend too much time. I mean, you could, until I get to learn how these were used to make it realistic. But Reagan, not Reagan, but Reagan. Double 2 A's. Pat Reagan will come in for Barger. Reagan on the mound now. It's 2 outs and Good is on third. Here's Buck Herzog. Reagan trying to get them out of this. It's a 6-3 game. 2-8. Fly ball center should end the inning. Davidson, and the side is out. But 2 runs, both unearned. And after 8, it's Rustlers 6, Dodgers 3. And this is it, the 9th. Buster Brown has gone all the frickin' way. He's allowed only 1 earned, 3 total, winner of record, trying to finish it up. Last inning was his endurance inning, and we tried the side in order. He's clear. Dodgers down by 3. Now they lost it 2-1 in real world, even though they were about 20 games better than Boston, Brooklyn. Leading it off will be Colson. 0 for 3, reach on an error scored. And the pitch, 3-11, and he taps it back to Buster Brown, who throws it to Tenney, 1 away. And this hometown crowd, this Boston Rustlers club, would love to win on opening day here in Boston. Here's Eddie Zimmerman, 1 for 3 today. Brown into his windup. 5-8. Fly ball center. And Wilbur has it. 2 away. Buster Brown, 1 out away from the complete game win. Here's Bill Bergen. The pitch from Brown. 1-5. Struck him out! Oh, listen to that crowd. Listen to that crowd. The final score, Boston Rustlers 6, Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers 3. The win goes to Buster Brown. He went all the way. 9 innings. He allowed 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Walked 3. Struck out 4. Got into a little trouble in the 7th. Ended up allowing 1 earned run. The loss goes to Barger. The final line, Rustlers, 6 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. Trolley Dodgers, 3 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. And I don't see Mr. Perota, Kathy, so, I'm willing to listen, but I'm going to give Buster Brown the star of the game with Wilbur Good. Maybe co-stars. Wilbur went 3 for 4. He's leading Major League Baseball with a .750 average. 2 triples, a sacrifice bunt, which didn't amount to anything, but he scored a run, knocked in 2. So we'll give it to Buster. That's his first win of the season. And we will give it also to Wilbur Good. And we've already looked at Buster Brown. We can close out tonight by talking about Wilbur Good. It's co-star of the game, Wilbur Good. He played for the New York Highlanders, the Cleveland Naps, the Boston Doves or Rustlers from 1910 to 11, and the Cubs, Phillies, and White Sox. 11 seasons played. And he died, in fact, I looked this up last night. He died in Brooksville, Florida at the age of 78. I guess he retired over there. And he died about a month or 5 weeks after JFK was assassinated. So, he was 78. No idea what he died of. I might have to get a new stand soon. I've had this for about 3 years, and it's already getting a little bit shot. So that's the first game. I'm going to enter this game very carefully. I have to do all the stats that I'm keeping. Yes. Is it 1911? I think it's less, Kathy. It's 154 times 8. It's 1,232. The first game is always the hardest. Glad you were here, Kathy. Thank you very much. great place in Boston. Can you imagine this? 47 years before I was born. Not very long. I wanted to just look at the nameless player rules for a moment, and I might invite you to join me for that. I'm not sure I really care about the basic version, but this is what they're offering here. Let's take a look here. We'll put this over here to enter tomorrow morning. The score sheets. See what this says. I could actually see this better on YouTube. Okay, position tables for rating. Oh, error ratings. I don't do that anyway, so that wouldn't come into play. Here's how to rate them for bunting, hit and run, and endurance. Yeah, okay. Okay, there's really nothing I need to. I see. So for example, this is someone who has good power, a 260 average, walks pretty well, strikes out a lot, with good power. He doesn't seem to have a very, it doesn't say how he, 260 average. That's weird. Okay. This is a 250 hitter. You try to match it up to the best you can, and then the bunting, you figure it out yourself. Your best bet, if you don't have stats, is probably to do an average rating for those. Let me see somebody who's really good. Well, here's a 290 hitter. With good power. A 290 hitter with good power. I guess they mean by extra base hits. Oh, there's the home run. Okay. All right. So that's that. I appreciate you all being with me tonight. We'll get back our next game, by the way, to let you know. Is 2:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. St. Louis with Sally Sallee. At the Cubs, Rulebach, and Frank Chance is on that team. Stay strong, everybody. Kathy Harden, thanks a lot. It's been a long day. I'll catch you all next time.